Alright, it's Coach Cook again, trying to cruise through these and get a bunch of them done here on our epic 16 days off from teaching. Here we have Stash. Stash is a good kid. Actually got a bunch of innings as a pitcher last year for us as a sixth grader. Still needs to add athleticism, especially in his lower half. That's what we're really going to see here today is, as he starts taking some swings here. Right here you can see just right away the whole front side is completely collapsing. He's a kid who's wants to fight for more time. He's kind of limited to first base right now. He's not the fleetest of foot. But he's got a good idea. He's definitely a baseball player. His feet you can see they're moving kind of all over the place right now in a lot of his swings. But overall, there's an idea for sure. He wasn't completely set up before he swung. He's kind of loosey-goosey a little bit in his setup, and I think he needs to take some time to really understand where his feet are, where his hands are, and what the jobs of those two parts really are before he starts to swing. Again, with the setup, you want to have some tension. The barrel's pointing back. He's got an idea of, where his weight distribution should be as far as the setup. On the front side here of his leg, watch that knee. That's one thing I did notice was his knee is sometimes inconsistent. Like here he steps and he goes. It's not a bad A-frame right there, but again, there's just not a lot of balance yet in that lower half. I want to find some of these other swings here where you can see a little bit here. Maybe he'll repeat it a few times in these next couple swings, but he almost does like the little knee touch that some guys will do in their load. There it was. You saw a little bit more. And I want to focus on that today. Yep, there it is again. There's a little bit of turn here. You can see the idea of, again, wanting to load and bar up that power on the back leg, coil that front hip. But this is just a very quick turn and go. There's really no coil and torque here, and it's creating like a soft front because it's just a turn and go. And you really got it when you turn. That's really where you got to get that weight back on that leg. So again, when you're getting ready to turn here, that's where you need all that weight really starting to bounce on that back leg. Get that those hands up maybe a little bit more here too, so they can play in the swing. You can see they're coming down at what seems to be a decent path at first, but again, with all that weight coming forward there and really no buckle on the front leg, no real drive of that heel to keep the weight from coming forward. Just again, when you see that front knee bent like that, it's what we call a soft front. Trying to get up on top a little bit. But again, if you can keep your balance, those hands look like they want to work fairly well. And I've seen this particular player work better in the cages before. Sometimes when we get up there and we're swinging, we don't think, and you got to reset before every swing and trying to make sure is your body doing everything it's supposed to. Why did that work? Again, here we see the hands are loading. There's the turn of that knee, that heel's coming up. You see a lot of professional players doing that with the front heel, but again, the result's not there because again, it just kind of releases, and there's all the weight going. You can see the step is out too. You can see right here where the back foot is not in line with the back foot's opening up. All that power is leaking. It's going to be all arms in the swing, and it's going to cause you to come out and around and across the zone and get a lot of pop-ups. So you can see the torque wanting to work. This is a matter of just adding more strength on the lower half for sure, because the setup's there. There's a load. The hands want to work. They're pointing back. They look like they want to come down the shoulder the right way, but with all that weight coming forward, it's going to just leave the bat behind in a drop fashion. So there it goes, dropping down. Wanting to work. I can see the backside trying to get through, but you can see right after contact, the balance leaves him a lot. Trying to buckle on that leg. All right, so let's pull in a couple MLBers here. First one is Pujols, because the real thing we got to work on is your legs. You know, we see the knee turning, but where do we want to go with that? Like, you know, where's the balance? So to create some balance, we can do one of two things. You know, we have Pujols here, who is an extremely wide stance. He is strong enough to do so. I'm not suggesting you necessarily go this wide, but I just want to show you what really happens in a nose stride and why it does create a lot of balance for big, strong players. You know, when Pujols starts his swing, you know, he's cocking your hands much like you're trying to, but look, there's a little bit of knee turn. Those toes are slightly pointed in, the heel's up. You can see all the tension, all the weight's on that back foot. And when he decides to go swing, you can see he's pushing that weight through. The bat's up, coming down the shoulder. There's that knee. Watch that front knee, though. It doesn't. All the weight's not going with him. It's like the weight is meeting that knee, meeting that front heel, and just stopping, creating that centrifugal force. So there's that balance. And back up on that heel, right down to the ball. That front leg buckles. Again, if we come back a few here, let's watch why this happens. Front hip turns and fires. Front heel drops. The weight stays center. Fires that back leg through. Again, if we hop back to you here and we see your weight, a lot of your weight, it goes with you. You got to stay centered. So going no stride might really help you focus on your core, staying centered, working on getting that weight back on that leg and just ripping through, trying to rip through correctly, and start tapping into some more balance is really what we need. The other one I want to show you here is Juan Soto, and again, I know he's a lefty. It doesn't really fit for you, but watch his knees. You know, instead of just like a turn, like little knee turn and go, watch how I just wanted to show you Juan Soto, because watch his knee. It turns, but look at right there. Where's all the weight? He's turned that knee, and all that weight is really balanced through that back leg. Everything is getting ready to fire, starting with that back leg. And if we come back, trying to look at, you know, how your knee's working a little bit, and we got to ask ourselves, is that really loading back, or are we just turning our knee? As you can see, the way this knee is bending itself here, you can tell it's not holding all that weight. You know, so again, we hop back here. You can really see he's crouched. He's really holding that weight on that back leg. Here, we're just kind of turning that knee. I think you need to, and you can tell like there's no real fire from that back leg. It's just a step. It's just a step. So I think you need to really think about getting back that weight back on that leg. Again, you can see he's like straight up and down essentially. His hands are right over that back foot. Alright, and I just feel like we're almost on top of our foot here. You know, we got to get that weight back a little bit. So hopefully that's helpful to you. You know, this is a great home run in the World Series this year, but it's just so centered, stays so still. That head stays so still. Again, I think a lot of our kiddos, they don't benefit from having to deal with these heavy bats, you know, at this age with, you know, a lot of head movement at this age. You can see the head not spinning on that centrifugal force. A lot of potential here at this player if you can add some athleticism in his legs. Like he said, he found innings last year as a pitcher. He's trying to find innings this year as a hitter. The key is just really learning how to get those legs to work through the swing a little better. So, yep, we got a lot done this week. We're going to try to get a couple more done before the end of the night. And this is Coach Cook signing out with another volume.
Box hit right here, okay? Dancy feet. They're gonna figure out who's gonna be playing what position here.